Okay, so we're going to keep this one a little bit short, mostly because I have no service and hence I can't actually see if you guys have left me any questions. So I will try to tally those up and respond to those at the end of next week. So Bear Logistics, we're at mile 159 here at Cable Gap Shelter, which puts us at about 11.35 miles per day over the last 2 weeks. But this week we've pushed probably a little closer to 12.5 miles per day. So gaining a little bit of momentum. Trail-wise, I think you saw, had a couple milestones. Got through our first date, yay. Got through 100 miles, yay. And had snow and cold, not so yay. All told though, this week the weather's been a little bit more scattered. So they've thrown everything at us from snow to rain to sun to heat. So overall, a good assortment of what one can expect on the Appalachian Trail. From an experience basis, I slept in hostels for the first time, slept in shelters for the first time, so we're broadening the Appalachian Trail experience. I won't go into too much detail of any of that because you can see those in the respective videos. Physically, we'll just finish the 16-mile day, so I'm sore, but nothing hurts, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I can feel aches and pains, but nothing is kind of targeted with any severe pain. And when I'm walking, while I'm still worried about my knee a little bit and my heels, they're not poignant pain while I'm walking. It's just something, if you think about, yeah, you can be cognizant of it. That said, I don't think the heels have got any worse, and the knee seems to be doing pretty well with the brace. So I'm happy with that. I think the big thing is just to continue to pace myself and be aware of my body. Knock on wood, second week in a row, no blisters yet, so that's good. Overall, I would say while I'm, sore, I feel like I'm getting stronger. Going up those hills now, my cardiovascular gives out before my legs do. So that's a little bit different from the first week where it seemed like I was stopping every other tree, give my legs a little bit of a rest and reprieve, as well as kind of catch my breath. So I actually think the legs are strengthening up nicely. Again, everything in moderation. The big thing, though, and really the purpose of these chin wags is to touch base on where I am in the mindset. I think you recall a couple days back was a bit of a tougher day after a bit of a spill. Not anything to kind of put this, why am I here, or anything like that, but it did cause me to rethink my hiking style a little bit. Luckily, back into the next day, some of those trepidations had dissipated and I'm back into a normal routine. Although I am trying to take things a little bit careful. I'm a little bit slower, especially on those downhills. With the rain and the rocks, it can be a bit treacherous. And one thing that's very apparent is that there is very real circumstances for injury. And so you don't want to take that lightly. Still enjoying life, met a lot of great people. I wouldn't say I've got that fast friend yet, but making a lot of acquaintances as we go through. And these are the people you kind of leapfrog through the day, you see at night, that type of stuff. So it's good. I'm still enjoying my solo time as well, though. And by and large, I am hiking pretty much alone. Other things kind of on the psychological aspect, still not bored. Haven't had to resort to my music or headphones or anything like that. Still enjoying just the walking. I can't say I'm going into any deep Zen-like thoughts. It is kind of very basic needs as that you think about through the course of the day, but we'll see how that evolves. The one thing that I'm continuing to work on, and I think this is going to be a marathon versus a sprint, is through the course of the day I am still very destination oriented. Whether it's the endpoint for the day, the lunch spot, the next water spot, and as such I tend to kind of be a little bit more focused on that versus just taking it all in. And that's just part of my personality, and while I'm trying to change that, I can't expect that to be adapted overnight. And there's nothing wrong with being goal-oriented and focused. I just want to temper it a little bit, especially on this experience. So I think this is something that is just going to be a continual work in progress. And sometimes I do have to force myself to take that break, to take that moment, to take in that sight. But as long as I'm cognizant of it, I have no doubt I'll kind of surmount that little barrier. In terms of gear, no changes. Gear's holding up really well. Logistics, I'm still carrying too much food. I still have to kind of really hone that in. I did do better on the water this week, though. Really kind of forced myself both to camel up at the water spots as well as making sure I'm continuing to hydrate through the course of the day. The only other thing I really want to tackle is questions. As I said, I can't read all your questions currently, but through the course of the week, I did notice in the comments a number of questions. A couple themes. I would say one of the big themes is my music and where I'm getting that from and who the singer is, etc. I can tell you for the life of me, will not be able to recall who is singing or who laid down what track on each individual song. I am using a service called Epidemic Sound, and it's a subscription service where you can download songs off of that and use that for your YouTube. And I think the subscription is like $15 a month. And it's good indefinitely as long as you get the music in the videos while you still have the subscription service. And so before I left, I downloaded like 20, 30 songs onto my iPad. And I'm starting to kind of pick away and pick the right ones. But unfortunately, on my editing program, it doesn't actually show up the singer or the artist. It just shows up the title. And so I can't give you any more details than that. But I have had some fun kind of varying it up a little bit, and we'll continue to do that. And as this music starts to get old, I'll try and find some more on a 0 day and put that on my iPad as well. Had some questions on the Tilley hat. I will do a review on the Tilley hat in short order, hopefully over the next week or two, as well as maybe a few other slight pieces of gear. So with that being said, I would say I'm happy, I'm positive, things are going really well. I know it's only 2 weeks in, but I feel like I'm starting to get in a routine, a rhythm of things. I'm looking forward to the Smokies, though, next week. Till next time, hike on.